Python is a general-purpose language, but it has a wide range of applications such as web development, mathematical computations, graphical user interface. You can make use of NumPy and SymPy for mathematical computation, and you can design your own games using Pygame as well. The syntax of the language is really clean and length of the code is relatively short. It's fun to walk into Python because it allows you to think about the problem rather than focusing on the syntax. Every Fortune 500 company that exists today uses Python in one way or the other. It is popular among both startups and established industry giants. It has a very wide range of career opportunities. A Python developer does not mean that he or she is a software developer. A Python developer can be a software engineer, data analyst, an artificial intelligence engineer, a machine learning engineer, and many others. Let's come to the main agenda of this session, which is to help you all to install and set up Python. To begin installing Python, the easiest way is to visit official documentation page of Python. So let's open python.org page. I've opened the python.org page, and here you can see on the top menu there is about section, downloads, documentation. They have a lot of documentation, and there is also the documentation is in the English and the other languages. You can see they have also some books, and also they have given the code for the beginners, and also they have some documentations for the developers. Let's go to the download section and see how many releases they have. So right now the ongoing version which is available for the Python, the latest one is 3.9. There are two kind of Pythons. Normally you can say Python 2x and Python 3x. Python 2x is actually an older versions, and Python 3x are the latest versions. So if you want to download the latest one, you can see here that there is a download the latest version for Windows. As I am using Windows, so I will download the Windows one. If you are using a Linux system, you can download the Linux one, or if you are using a MacBook, you can use the versions which are available for Mac OS. Let's click on it. Download Python 3.96. So it's downloading Python 3.96, that is for 64-bit window. If your window is not 64-bit, 32-bit, then you will have to click here, releases for the Windows, and here you can see that there is a version 32-bit and for 62-bit. If you want to install the installer, just download the 32-bit version or 64-bit according to the system. So I have downloaded the 64-bit version, Python 3.9.6. So let's open and install this Python. Here I am actually installing, I have different versions, so I just want to, because I have an older operating system, so I cannot install version 3.9 because version 3.9 is for Windows 8 and above. As I have Windows 7, so I'm going to show you how to install Python 3.7. The similar is for the Python 3.9. You can install anyone according to your system. So here you can see there is two options: install now and customize installation. If you want to set the path of the installation files, you can do the customize installation. I would recommend you to go with the install now because you are the beginner ones. In the end, you can see there are two checkbox. One is install launcher for all users and it is recommended as already written here. The other thing is add Python 3.7 to the path. You must check this box and I will tell you what's the benefit of checking this box later. Okay, and then let's continue. It won't take much, it is very lightweight, so it will be installed in 1 minute or less than 1 minute. So it says setup was successful and that's it. That's how you can install the Python. Now let's go and check either the Python is installed or not. I would recommend you to open the terminal if you are using Linux or command line prompt. If you are using Windows, you can type cmd and it will open. So if you want to check whether the Python is installed on your system or not, you can just write Python and it will show you if it's installed. And I have different version of Python installed and shows the version here is Python 3.7.6 and it's default. I installed it long time ago. You can also test a simple thing. You can say okay print hello. So it's printing. The Python is working fine. Moreover, if you want to check the version of your Python, you can write Python dash dash version and it will show you the version. As you remembered, when we were installing it, shows a checkbox add the Python version to the path. And we check that. Why we check that? If we will not check that box, it will the path of our Python will not be added into the system environment. So to automatically add that to the environment, we have checked that box. So if you want to check whether the path of the Python is added the environment variables or not, you must open the advanced setting of your system. You can go to properties of your computer and then you can click on the environment variables. So you can open the environment and in the environment you can check in the path that either you have set the Python path or not. To check that you can see here that in the path there is already automatically, I mean the system while installing it automatically adds the path of the Python to the environment variable path. You can see here that it's already added by 37. So that's it. Your Python is installed. Next is IDE. What are IDEs? IDE is actually an integrated development environment. It is a graphical user interface where programmers write their code and produce the final product. It basically unifies all essential tools required for software development and testing. This in turn helps the programmer to maximize their output. Now you know what is IDE. Let's move on to see what are the basic features of an IDE. Many of us don't know code editors and IDE. We don't know the difference between a code editor and an IDE. So the code editors are applications that are available to write and manipulate source code. They can either be standalone applications or can be integrated into IDEs. The only feature a code editor should support is being able to edit the text. On the other hand, IDE is complete environment where you can create software applications. In addition to code editors, IDEs also have other features such as syntax highlighting, which is used to mark the syntax of a base language in different colors and fonts. Then there is another feature called auto completion. This feature is designed to minimize the time consumption. Another feature is the debugger. It is available, which is required to test and debug the source code. IDEs also consist of compiler. Now these are the tools that translate the source code from one language to another. So this one is the most important feature of IDE. Finally, IDEs can either be language specific or may have support for multiple languages. The choice relies on the user to single out and embrace the IDEs of his choice. So now let's see few of the top IDEs available on the internet for Python. The first one, the IDLE. It is a cross-platform open source, comes as a default implementation along with Python. It is completely written in Python. It, its name is presumed to be in honor of Eric Idle, who is one of the founding members of Monty Python. This IDE is considered to be extremely suitable for the education industry due to its simplicity. It also provides special features such as availability of Python shell with syntax highlighting, a multi-window text editor, program animation, or stepping, which refers to executing of one line of code at a time. Breakpoints are available to use the debugging, and the call stack is clearly visible. Another IDE which is available on the internet for Python is Thorny. It is developed for beginners. It provides step-by-step assistance to the programmer. It has separate windows that are provided to execute function calls. Line numbers are available to the user to keep track of each line. Log of the user actions is available so as to assist the user in future. Statement stepping without breakpoints is also possible. Atom is another IDE available for the Python. It is also an open source cross-platform IDE built using web technologies. It is based on the Electron framework, which is built by GitHub. It also provides some remarkable features such as support for third-party packages and themes so as to form at the editor. Atom APM allows installation and management of packages. It also provides support for a number of languages other than Python, such as C, C++, Java, and many others. Eric Python is also one of the famous IDEs, which is an open source cross-platform IDE. It is written completely in Python. Its source code is available freely and can be studied and edited by anybody. Some of the quality features provided by Eric Python are formatable window layout, formatable syntax highlighting, code folding, which is selecting or showing or hiding some part of your code. So if you want to hide some part of your code, you can use this feature of Eric Python, which is called code folding. Using this feature, you can hide or show all of your code or hide some part of your code. It is also furnished with a class browser and has built-in support for unit testing and Django. We will use the Django at the end of this series, where we will use it for a web blog development. Wing is another cross-platform IDE. It is created by Wingware. It is a lightweight IDE and designed to allow quick programming. It comes in three variants, which are Wing Personal, Wing Pro, and Wing 101. Obviously, Wing Pro is the professional version, which is priced somewhere between $100 to $200. Wing Personal and Wing 101 are simplified free versions that are available for beginners. Wing provides special features such as automatic multiprocessing and child process debugging. Remote debugging process is also possible. It also has a module browser and allows refactoring, which is a process of structuring existing computer code. It also provides auto-completion feature for non-Python files as well. Another IDE, which is called Sublime Text, it is also a cross-platform IDE, which is obviously a paid one, and it's around $80. It is developed in C++ and Python. In addition to Python, it provides support for other languages as well. The features of this IDE can be enhanced using plugins. There is a feature called Go to Anything feature, which actually allows quick access to files, symbols, or lines. Its command plate provides robust matching for keyboard invocations. Python-based plugin APIs are also supported. This IDE also allows simultaneous editing, and the preferences can be made project-specific. Rodeo is also an open source, simple, lightweight, cross-platform IDE built in particular for machine learning and data science. It makes it very convenient to load and compare data. Moreover, it also allows data experimentation and is furnished with Python tutorials to guide the users. It also provides cheat sheets for material reference, files, and package search is made very easy in this IDE. PyDev is another open source cross-platform IDE. It is actually a third-party package which serves as a plugin for Eclipse. You might have used Eclipse for Java, for C, for Node.js, and many others. So if you install this plugin in the Eclipse, you will be able to write code for Python and run in Eclipse. Python dev provides a remote debugger within the file which are not launched in Eclipse, so it can be debugged. It can provide the code forwarding so as to selectively hide or display sections of the code. If you don't want to show all the code, you can hide the section of your code. If you don't want to see the code fully, you can hide it. It provides supports for Python 2x and 3x syntax. The syntax of the Python 2x and 3x is very similar, but there are some little changes in the syntax, which is very minimal. You don't have to care about that. You will learn with the by the time. The auto-editing feature can automatically edit the parentheses at self parameter to the class methods and can also add import keywords in the import line. Spider. Spider is also a cross-platform open source IDE designed mainly for data analysis and scientists. It is considered to be a powerful scientific development IDE written in Python. It is integrated with many scientific libraries such as SciPy, NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, and many others. Pertaining to its scientific use, it provides advanced support for analysis and data exploration. It also allows statistic code analysis, wherein the analysis is performed without actually executing the code. The features of this IDE can be expanded further through plugin systems and APIs. Here comes the major one. It's the PyCharm. and it is my favorite one. And for this course, I will be using PyCharm. You can use any other IDE of your choice. And it is developed by JetBrains. It's one of the most famous ones. It is also a cross-platform IDE. It comes in two versions. Those versions are the community version and the professional version. Community version is available freely, whereas the professional version priced around $200 per user. It is considered to be one of the best IDEs. Moreover, it is most widely used because of its remarkable features such as specialized project views, allowing quick switching between files. It also facilitates web development along with Django and also along with other frameworks which are Flask and Web2Py. So that's why I'm going to use PyCharm, because in the end we will use Django for web application development. PyCharm is equipped with more than 1000 plugins so that the programmer can use to extend their code easily. More than 90 of the top companies make use of PyCharm, and the most used one is the PyCharm one, so I'm also gonna use the PyCharm. If you want to use anyone, you are free to use any of our IDs of your choice. So the next step is the installation of the PyCharm, and obviously we are going to install the community version because it's free. So it's time to install PyCharm. As I told you, it's developed by JetBrains, so let's go to JetBrains website. It's jetbrains.com, and then go to developer tools, and here you can see different IDEs for different purposes. We are going to download PyCharm, so let's click on PyCharm. Here it is, the Python IDE for professional developers. If you just scroll down and see, if you want to see some features, just scroll down, and here you can see different features of this IDE. There are others. If you want to list it down and want to run all those, you can see. Here is the comparison between the professional one and the community edition of PyCharm. Obviously, it has both has the editors, graphical debugger, navigation and refactoring, code inspection, VCS port, and these are common in both of the editions, but obviously the professional edition has more features, and those are scientific tools, web development, web frameworks, and some others. So you must select which one you want to download. Obviously I have Windows, so I will download the Windows one. I will select download. So it's downloading now. It will take some time. So the download is complete. Let's install the file. It's a community version, PyCharm 2021.2. Press next. If you want to select, you can select the path, and then next. Create desktop icon. If you want to update context menu, add open folder as project if you want to, and add bin folder to the path. And if you want to create association, for that if you press on the file that ends with .py, it will automatically open in PyCharm. So it's up to you. If you want to click, you can click, otherwise just leave it. And then next, and if you want to create some folder inside the startup menu, the installation starts. Let's wait. The installation is completed and it requires to reboot the system. So let's reboot and come back again. Okay guys, the system is rebooted and okay, when I open the PyCharm community IDE, the first thing is the agreement. So let's click agree and then continue. So if you want to share some data, uh, you can share it anonymously, but I don't want to, so don't send. It will take some time to initialize the PyCharm. So here's your PyCharm. You are ready to go to write your first program. That's it. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching this session. In the next session, we will talk about some configuration if there is required, and then we will write our first program that will be the hello world, the most basic one.